If you're one of my 1,000 or so new subscribers and you haven't caught up on my videos, then you may be unfamiliar with BMC Studio, a group of Canadian kids who seem to think they're funny and see fit to make horrible video games that are 90% live-action cutscenes instead of just posting their comedy sketches on YouTube, comedy being in the biggest air quotes imaginable. The first game they got onto Steam was Kimulator, Fight for Your Destiny, a game where you sat watching a kid dick around his school pretending he was on a mission to assassinate Kim Jong-un that had a whole of 2 shitty levels made out of stock Game Guru assets and the stock Game Guru brain-dead enemy AI. There's apparently so little original programming actually in Kimulator that many viewers familiar with Game Guru estimated that it took 5 hours maximum to complete. And apparently they managed to squeeze another game through Steam Greenlight. This one is called, and I wish I was making this up, Zombitatos: The End of the PC Master Race. There's a little controversy brewing over this game because the game of theirs that got greenlit was called The Moonwalking Dead, and they clearly released a completely different game instead of the one people chose. So apparently that's another loophole in Steam's piss-poor standards. The hell is a Zombitato anyway? The first thing you see is 2 kids who are allegedly mercenaries, John and Jack, doing random kooky stuff while a theme song plays.
One was named John, he was plucky and he loved playing on the PC. The other one is named Jack and was a sissy. He liked playing on his game so like a baby.
I'll admit, the song is well made at least. The game starts with Jack watching the trailer of The Moonwalking Dead on YouTube.
Don't move.
Really, guys? The entire cast cracks up at how utterly hilarious they are, and you don't go for a second take? Alright, you have no idea what that is. A second take is when you film a scene more than once because you botched it up the first time and you have dignity in your product. Jack suffers from a crippling medical condition called being a dumbass, and the video worries him that a zombie apocalypse may actually be underway, despite the fact that I just realized both John and Jack are in the trailer. Jackass got fooled by his own video. Anyway, you have to find his password so that he can do research on his laptop, and the game turns into a point-and-click FMV adventure game as you explore his house looking for stuff to click on. This actually gave me some hope because this format perfectly suits BMC Studio's sensibilities. All they want to do is film themselves screwing around, and this kind of game you click around looking for clips of them screwing around. Trouble is, there's not a whole lot to click on. There's only 2 rooms. One has nothing but a Lego helicopter that does nothing, and the other has nothing but a large and very obvious piece of paper with the password. These are the only things you can click on, and you can't even exit the room with the password to keep exploring. The nothing that you can explore, of course. Once you have the laptop, all you do is click the laptop's internet icons to do an internet search. There's a few other icons you can click on for Easter eggs, which boils down to multiple ads for Kimulator and some mini-games they didn't actually program, but still, not much of an adventure game so far. Jack watches a video that says zombies are real because Harambe! Again, I wish I was kidding about that. I believe the technical term for this is dead memes, stupid internet in-jokes that make dipshits laugh for 15 minutes and then make people groan at your idiocy for the rest of time. You know, I was under the impression they speak English in Canada. Could you maybe fail less at typing it?
Oh shit, there's really a zombie apocalypse.
Well, he took that news well. I might have, I don't know, changed my facial expression, expressed shock or alarm in my voice. That construct we humans call emotion is most peculiar like that. Jack contacts his friend John as Chapter 1 ends.
Who saved the galaxy? One was named John, he was plucky and he loved playing.
Are you serious? This is the exact same intro as Chapter 1. They explained that in the year 2023, Valve released Half-Life 3, and it was so good it turned PC gamers into zombies, creating the zombie apocalypse. Now, the Earth's only hope of salvation is the casual gaming crowd. I'd ask how non-gamers and Wii console gamers fit into this mess, but you PC gamers can have this game all to yourselves. We're good. Chapter 2 begins with John and Jack wandering outside mid-apocalypse. Of course, I say mid-apocalypse. The world looks perfectly fine, and you can clearly hear children playing in the background at the school. It seems BMC got sick of that whole point-and-click adventure game you actually got to do for a whole 3 minutes, because this entire chapter is you watch a cutscene, a choice of 2 or 3 options pops up, one of the options kills you and the other lets you continue, and all but one of these choices are super obvious. Should I take Jack's phone from him, or should I shoot my only ally in the face? Should I look for somebody to help me, or should I kill myself? They wander around the school from Kimulator looking for a cell signal. Then they shoot a few zombies and run away. Then they decide to go to a gaming convention. No idea why, but my only other choice is going to sleep in an open field with no cover, so why not? Oh jeez, you can still see the school they just left in the shot!
Why the fuck are we there?
It's a video game. Doesn't make sense. Duh.
A, piss off. B, when something doesn't make sense to BMC Studio, you know you've gone over the event horizon of stupid. They go to a gaming convention, which is very obviously the school's totally empty parking lot without a single person in sight. And then Valve director Gabe Newell appears and ends the zombie apocalypse with a Steam sale. The end. No, I'm not joking. That's how it ends. Chapter 2 contains no gameplay other than 6 choices, and then the game's over. You could easily finish the entire game in 10 minutes. I just can't believe this, you know? I tried being kinda nice and constructive when I was talking about Emulator because these kids were new, they didn't know any better, maybe they could be swayed from the dark side, but cheese and rice! This game just shows how lazy and lacking in shits to give these doofs are. They set out to make a point-and-click adventure game, and then immediately got tired of it and switched over to just watching a long, shitty cutscene. They couldn't be asked to film themselves just dicking around for longer than 10 minutes. They couldn't be asked to write a story that made any remote coherent sense. Gabe Newell just appears and wills the apocalypse to end because F it, we're bored now. I honestly wonder if these kids have ADD because first they quit the Moonwalking Dead for a completely different game, and then the abrupt ending and complete lack of content feels like they just got bored of this game too. You don't do anything. You're just watching their stupid home movies, and that's the game. And of course the production of the game's cutscenes is just orders of magnitude of abysmal. Jack is the short-haired kid, and he delivers every line with an unbearable, flat, dull, surprise monotone, and whispers every time he's supposed to be exclaiming something in a raised voice.
Okay, while you do this, I will play on my smartphone.
Can you give me the phone, please?
Okay, sure. We should go in this building, find some supplies.
Alright.
But he looks like Marlon friggin' Brando next to the long-haired John Romero-looking douche who barely goes a single line without the biggest shit-eating grin on his face.
You won't play any fucking games like a fucking casual player. You're just a fucking casual. I don't know why I helped you all this time.
No, don't kill me!
Die in hell.
Not only are this guy's lines so full of chuckles it's actively grating to listen to, but he sounds so freaking pleased with himself and what they're doing that it just makes you want to slap the both of them across the face. I think these guys are physically incapable of acting serious, and every scene plays out so hokey and half-assed you just cringe while they crack themselves up.
There's zombies!
Oh shit!
Ah!
We're surrounded by zombies and out of ammo, and this is endlessly amusing to us. The problem is that the acting and production values are so bad that you don't feel like you're watching comedy sketches, you're just watching two kids play make-believe and not even do that well. All acting is pretending, but they're pretending so poorly that you can't get invested or hold interest in anything that happens, and you grow actively angry at how little effort they're putting into it. Like, for example, this guy fires like a dozen bullets out of what is clearly a 6-shooter gun without needing to reload, and the gunshot sounds were added later in editing. They could have easily fixed that. And show me the editing software that doesn't let you add a muzzle flash to the gun while we're at it.
Ready for a miracle? Are you ready for a miracle?
And why is Gabe Newell just represented by a shitty pencil drawing? Were they too lazy to just Google a picture? How is Gabe Newell's voice more flat than your typical text-to-speech program? Why does he sound like he's got developmental disabilities? When you can be out-acted by an actual computer, you need to seek help.
No problem, mate. But I need to leave. Steam needs me.
And the last thing they do is they bring up a screen of options asking you to rate the game, and the options are written on bubbles over a black screen where the options are written a second time. A blank screen with plain text was too taxing to program.
Wow, they really like the game.
Well, it can't be worse than 9/11.
Okay, I don't know when the young teenage dipshit community of the internet decided that 9/11 was a meme. I don't know who decided that a terrorist attack that directly killed just south of 3,000 innocent people and led to open war in an already unstable region of the world for over a decade, resulting in a lot of good American soldiers being marched off to die, ultimately leading to the rise of ISIS and leading to the deaths and shattered lives of untold thousands of people. I don't know who thought that that was all one great big joke, but you are a disgraceful human being, and my foot is going to have angry sex with your ass! Even with what little programming is present, the game is terribly programmed and designed. Every time you make a choice which causes a game over, the game sends you back to the start of Chapter 2, and you can't skip any of these chapters. You have to watch all their shit again. Granted, this won't happen much to you because there's only one choice in the game where it's not crystal clear what to do, but the entire point of these games has always been to track down as many cutscenes as possible, and the game actively punishes you for doing that. So every time I gave in to my darker urges and led these two idiots to their deaths, I have to sit through their unfunny shtick again. At one point the game bugged out and completely skipped a cutscene, which both pissed me off and made me wish it would happen more often. When you launch the game, your PC just sits there for at least 3 minutes while nothing happens until finally the game loads, and no matter how you resize the window, the screen is not centered in the window. The one confusing choice in the game is at this part. Jack asks if you see something, and your options are to lie and tell him that you see something, insist that you don't see anything, or ask him how old he is. Seemingly benign choices, but pretending you see something makes John march forward and get himself killed, and asking Jack how old he is does this.
How old are you? Ah, don't rape me!
Why the hell would I guess that I'd get killed for that? And is it me, or do these guys look way too happy to die or kill each other in most of these cutscenes?
Ah, zombies!
I have no choice. I have to kill you.
I understand, do it quickly!
Of course, I'd be thrilled to get out of this game too. And what really perplexes me is that at the end of the game, they encourage you to play the game again and make different choices, but there's only one choice in any given scenario that progresses the game, and everything else just kills you instantly. Take what other choices? But the big kicker is this. You don't see a single zombie in the entire game, outside of the Moonwalking Dead trailer. Every zombie they shoot is off-screen. You're just watching them blatantly shoot at air. Every death scene, they either walk off-screen and come back bitten, or in one death scene, they just said screw it, and John gets dragged off by nothing.
Oh shit, zombies are in my gunship. Ah!
How low can you sink? You made a zombie game with no zombies in it! Or Zombitatos, whatever the hell those are! Or how about the option at the end of the game where you can make John kill himself? He shoots himself in the face, falls on the ground, and then you see his legs move really high in the air long after he hits the ground. Nobody caught that. Nobody saw this and thought, hey, maybe we should try that again or try to edit it out somehow. Nobody cared at all. No, of course not. That's the MO of BMC Studio.
What the fuck?
You know, Kimulator was a horrible game, but I could at least sleep at night calling it a game. Its story was dumb as a bag of rocks, but it made linear sense. It was a real story. It wasn't just kids wandering around and then the end. It had real gameplay, limited and shitty as it was, whereas this is only a step above watching really shitty YouTube videos. I don't mean to keep harping back to Kimulator because it sucked on every conceivable level. I just don't understand how you start out at rock bottom and then, interpreting your own shit as a challenge, blast your way further down. Kimulator showed that these kids don't have any talent. Zombitatos showed they're just lazy. Even making one of the simplest kinds of games imaginable, they just quit after probably a day's work. They just don't care, and neither do I. I care so little that I'm going to plug something else. I joined a live stream with Lord Crocosquirrel and a panel of YouTubers where we took a look at 30 Stream Greenlight entries and shared our thoughts on them. I had a lot of fun, and there's a link in the description, and thanks again to Lord Crocosquirrel for having me join.
Platform that uses 8-bit graphics and sound to create the look and feel of an early 90s 16-bit game.
Wait,
Uses 8-bit graphics to create the look of a 16-bit game. Brilliant!
The dev is actually trying to redeem himself of saying that there's 8-bit graphics in a 16-bit game in the comment section. I mean that I have used a limited palette of 256 colors and the maximum of 256 sounds, which are 8-bit.
The bottom line is, you keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
How you doing, brother?